Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is March 25th, 2014. Thank you all for tuning in. Let's jump right into the charts here. We're going to start off with the usual S&P 500 E-mini futures. You'll see that the futures are trading higher by about 8 points. This is a pretty good rebound today from yesterday's decline. For the most part, it looks like the market is trading higher on the back of the dollar-yen carry trade again. So take a look here at the dollar-yen. You can see that has started to rebound around 3 o'clock in the morning. It's a pretty robust move to the upside. And last week, the dollar-yen was not very coordinated with the major stock indexes, but I think that was mostly due to options expiration, especially a quadruple witching expiration that we had. Also, a Federal Reserve FOMC announcement that was made last Wednesday. But right now, you're seeing that the dollar-yen is moving higher. You're also seeing that the S&P 500 E-mini futures are moving higher. Notice they both put in lows basically around the same time in the morning, and they've been ramping up ever since. So the carry trade is alive and well. Keep that dollar-yen chart on your radar at all times. It will tell you a lot throughout the trading session. Now, there's some news today you do want to take note of. You do have the European markets rebounding with the U.S. markets or the S&P 500. That's typical. Looks like Europe is, just taking a step right out of the book of the S&P. As long as the S&P moves up or the carry trade from the dollar-yen is in play, then the markets are all fine across the board. So we're going to watch this closely, and we'll see how it plays out. But we do have some stocks in the news today. First one is Walgreens. Ticker symbol is WAG. Looks like they reported earnings. They're going to close about 76 stores. So that should help their bottom line. Anytime you cut staff and workers and expense, that's what happens. And you're seeing Walgreens trade higher. So decent little move on the stock. It's trading at 66.50, closed at 64.30. I'm just looking for a real good resistance point here, and I'm not really sure I have one. So we're going to let this one fly to the upside today. I'm not sure where it's going to go. The double top was made, or I should say the double top resistance would be right around $70, and that was made on February 28th. So I'm not sure it's going to get up there. I'm not sure it's going to go much higher than where it is now. But nonetheless, it is trading higher, so you do want to respect it. I'm not looking to fade it. I just don't have a good enough spot yet to fade it. But we'll be watching this one intraday, and if anything forms, a pattern forms throughout the session, we'll be trying to trade this one in the intraday stock chat. But right now, I have nothing really for it. Next one we're going to look at is MCK, which is McCormick. The spice maker, I believe, reported earnings as well. The stock closed yesterday at 177.56. Today it's pretty much trading at the same level, so I'm not sure we can make too much out of it. But if it does come down to around 172.88, traders can look for a short-term support at that level. So I'm not sure it will get down there, but keep that on your radar. 172.88, might even be 172.90. That's your intraday bounce level for a quick scalp play. Remember, a scalp is nothing more than a quick day trade. It usually lasts between 10 and 30 minutes. Let's take a look at Sonic. This is the restaurant store. Right now, the stock is gapping up pretty nicely. It closed at $20.92. Today, it's trading at $22.35. So it's a pretty good move for Sonic today before the opening bell. I think they reported earnings as well. That was a little bit better than people expected. But I don't know if we can make a lot of it out of the stock right now. The upside looks to be around 2260, 2275. This is where the stock will stall out. Now, it's a strong gap up, which means it's a very tough short. But I think traders right now should expect it maybe to have just a little bit more upside in the morning. And if you do own it, trail your stop loss. If you don't own it, I really wouldn't do much with it on a day like today. So again, we'll watch that one intraday, and we'll see if we come up with something. But right now, there's really not that much we could do with it. Let's take a look at Disney today. Disney looks like they're buying a unit from Google. Looks like they are going to buy their Maker Studios for about $500 million. I'm not sure we could make too much out of this. It's not really that big of a deal. But nonetheless, the stock is trading higher. It's trading at $80.75 at the moment. Closed at $79.50. Disney's still in good shape. If Disney comes down to around $76, that's where you'd want to step in on an intraday scalp play. Until then, I don't know if there's really much we would do with it. The stock right now is trading up a little bit on the news, which is unusual. Normally, when a company makes an acquisition, they're going to go down a little bit. But keep the $76 level on radar. That's your bounce play for Disney if it gets down there. If it doesn't get down there, there's not much we could do with it. So we're going to watch that one today. But if Disney gets down to 76, we will be looking to trade that one. You do have a lot of stocks out here that are rebounding a little bit from yesterday's sell-off. Most notably Chipotle Mexican Grill. This closed at 588 yesterday, trading at 591 today. Google sold off sharply yesterday. The stock was down really around, closed around 1157.93. It's trading at 1167. So you're getting a lot of stocks to rebound today, but I don't see any dramatic or gigantic movers. You're just getting, a lot of rebounds. Google's up 9 points, but it lost, 20 something yesterday. So again, that's what we'll be looking at. We'll see how it all plays out. We do have a gap play today. It's going to be on this G3, and I'll punch it up. So we will have a gap play for G3 today. That will be posted in the intraday stock chat in a little while. So right around 9 o'clock. So hopefully we'll capture that gap play today. But we do have some gaps on the radar here for potential morning scalps. So again, just want to alert everybody to that. Let's take a look over at the gold market today. Gold has been getting hit pretty sharply. Gold futures right now are trading down about $2.70 to 1308.50. Gold could have a little bit more downside, but I think it's coming into a real good support level shortly, but it still can go a little bit lower. If you take a look at the GLD today, it's trading at around 126.05. It closed at 126.18, so we're not going to make too much out of it at the moment. There are some minor support levels around 125.5 if it does get down there, but the bigger level, in my opinion, is still a bit lower. So gold may still come under a little bit more distribution, but I think that's about very getting closer to a bounce than it is to a sell-off. But nonetheless, it may have a little bit more downside to go. And right now, as I said, gold futures down about $2.90 at the moment. Let's take a look at oil this morning. Light sweet crude is trading back above $100. It's trading up 43 cents to $100.03 a barrel. Let's go to the USO, which is a good proxy for trading light sweet crude. And what you'll see here is that this is trading at 36.04. So this is holding up pretty well. With all that's going on in the world, in the Middle East and in Russia, it's very, very hard to try to short oil. But I will say this. I would not rule out a potential sell-off in oil to come down to around that 34.50, 34.60 level. That's where you would find intraday support if you ask me. So again, there's really not much of a play on oil at the moment, but you do have light sweet crude trading above $100 a barrel again, and that should be noted. But until the USO trades down to around 34.50, 34.60, there's really not a lot we could do with it intraday here. So we're going to leave oil alone for the most part, but we'll see how it plays out. And that pretty much wraps it up today. It's pretty short and sweet. Markets are trading higher. You do have the futures up about 8 points. That's moving up basically on the back of the dollar-yen carry trade. Again, dollar-yen really soaring and roaring right from around 4 o'clock in the morning. And you can see that the futures have the almost an identical type pattern. Put the low in exactly at the same time and have been roaring and soaring ever since. That dollar-yen starts to fade or come in. You watch for the futures to start to fade and come in. Again, I would not rule out some volatility today, but right now there doesn't seem to be any volatility in the market. Market seems to be in float mode, but we'll see how it trades once the opening bell rings a little bit later today. With that said, everybody, I'm going to leave it here short and sweet. Have a great trading day, and we will see you on the charts.